EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for June 25th, 2024. It is Tuesday. The Tuesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated. Summer weather is firmly upon us, and it's time for outdoor activities and parties. Let Mark Damiani Painting spruce up your home to show off to friends and family when they come over. You'd be surprised what a new paint color can do to a home, whether you have wood siding, vinyl siding, or stucco. They can paint all of them to any color that you choose. And don't forget about those front doors, garage doors, and shutters either. Let them help you pick the latest modern colors and transform your home into a new haven to hang out this summer. They're family owned and operated with over 40 years in business, so you can't go wrong with their exceptional attention to detail and great customer service. Servicing the Southeast PA counties of Montgomery, Bucks, and Chester. Call them now to schedule a free estimate at the phone number above me here in the video, 484-571-9233. They are Mark Damiani Painting Incorporated, proud sponsor of the Tuesday video forecast. So we have a turnaround, quite a turnaround today with temperatures to see above me, 86 to 92. We were very cool yesterday, very windy. This is, I was surprised. I was really dumbfounded at the amount of people that were reaching out to me on social media asking me, but why is this so windy? If you watched the video yesterday, I told you why it was so windy, and it was windy, okay? A lot windier than many outlets projected it to be, and it was every bit of windy yesterday. So, those kind of questions, I didn't feel like making an ass out of everybody yesterday, so I just kind of ignored those questions when they came through and just shook my head, and I'm like, come on, guys, you got to watch the video here. This was covered. So windy day yesterday, and we were a lot cooler than normal. It was, lower humidity, so that part was great. It was just the wind was just a little high. That went all the way up until just before sunset before that diminished, and we don't have any issues with that today. Today's going to be mostly sunny. With temperatures, again, 88, 86 to 92 is a spread, so it's going to be a lot warmer than it was yesterday. And the humidity is still going to be the lower side, though, today. We don't really start increasing that until we get into the overnight today. It's going to be very muggy overnight temperatures, very close to the 70-degree mark. Some places over that in our southeastern areas. You'll be upper 60s in our far northern areas. But, I mean, it's going to be pretty, either side of 70 degrees tonight. It's going to be muggy. It's going to be humid, increasing humidity. And that's ahead of our next system here tomorrow. Now, this is going to be interesting. We were talking yesterday about the potential for a mesoscale convective system. Models today are starting to step away from that a little bit. Some are still continuing that idea, so I don't want to dismiss it. But a mesoscale convective system has the ability to produce some severe weather, and we do have a slight risk for severe weather across the heart of our region that was put in place by the SPC for day 3. That is going to be updated again after I have this video recorded, and it's probably going to look different. I wouldn't be surprised, based on what I'm seeing, that it might be upgraded at some point to, maybe not with the day 2 outlook, but maybe the day of, to an enhanced risk. That is certainly possible. It is going to be both a straight line wind damage threat, and also there is a chance for tornadoes closest to the area low pressure and where it tracks. So this is going to be key to this entire thing. When you're dealing with a mesoscale convective system, you're looking at where the low pressure tracks, and in this case, it's up here for southern New York State on the European model, which would mean that you would just basically have a cold front moving through the region here, and this cold front would have strong straight line winds with it closest to the area low pressure. When you get up here in far northern Pennsylvania, there would be a better chance for tornadoes once you get up there, because you have some veering winds at different directions. So the bottom line here is the track of this low and where its position is going to be key to this entire thing here on Wednesday. This does look like it's going to be a later in the afternoon and early evening deal, or actually not early, but just evening period. Okay, but we see as you see above me, temperatures are going to be very hot on Wednesday. Hot and humid conditions, 88 to 96 is the temperature spread. That 88 would be up by Williamsport, 96 would be down by the Philadelphia Metro. Okay, so we're probably going to be in the 90s in most places for high temperatures here on Wednesday ahead of this activity, and that's going to go through in the evening, and then again continue with some residual showers and storms overnight. Okay, I don't think it's going to be something that bleeds into Thursday, but you might have some clouds starting off on Thursday morning, giving way to partly cloudy skies in the afternoon, and lowering humidity behind that. So we're going to be doing this up and down stuff. We talked about this in yesterday's video. Nothing really settling in with, like last week we had something like 6 or 7 straight days of 90 plus. We had a long heat wave. This is going to be a cold front comes through, we lower temperatures like we did yesterday, then it goes right back up again ahead of the next cold front, and we go back down on the other side of the cold front. It's going to be a wash, rinse, repeat pattern. It's going to go all the way through at least early next week. Okay, so probably much of the next 2 weeks are going to be like that, actually. We're going to have a lot of that until we get into, well, I'd say through the end of this month. Once we get into June, or July, I'm sorry, past the first couple of days in July, I think we're going to warm up, and we're going to stay warm that entire first week of July past the 2nd of July. Okay, so once we get to the 3rd, we start increasing temperatures again. By the time we get to the holiday itself, 4th of July, it should be warmer than average temperatures on either side of 90 degrees for that. So this is what it's looking like right now. Okay, so let's get over to this Wednesday threat. Now, there is a lot of instability to work with because you have high dew points, high temperatures, obviously. You have a very moist southerly flow ahead of this that's going to get into it's going to help this process along a little bit. Now, the NAM is doing something this evening, which is actually showing a prefrontal trough coming through, but this does have a little bowing segment to this. See, there's a little bow here. When you have a bow, you have some strong winds toward the center of this, and there could be some strong damaging winds with that if this is the case. This is going to move this through. First is the prefrontal trough, takes it all over the coast, and then you have the actual trailing system, which is not a mesoscale convective system in this case, moving through with some more scattered showers and thunderstorms moving through during the overnight period, and that lifts off to the north and east. And again, this is done before dawn on Thursday, so just early clouds giving way to a sun. This is the RRFS. This is actually going to be replacing the high resolution rapid refresh with time. This is the one that ran earlier today. Just want to give you an idea of what the worst case scenario would be, just in case we are, because it does have that kind of upside. We just don't know where the low is going to track yet. I'm not worried about the untested environment. It's going to be plenty unstable for this to occur if it's tracked in the right place or wrong place, depending on your perspective here. Well, this shows what this would be looking like if this tracked over northern Pennsylvania instead of further north. And it does have this squall line here, and again, it bows out. Area low pressure driving this is up here. This has a strong bowing signature here, which would be a very widespread area of very strong winds associated with it. And then closest to the area low pressure up here, you'd have a stronger tornado threat, and this is a QLCS, a quasi-linear convective system in this case, associated with the MCS, which is this here. Okay, so this almost has like its own engine driving it. So in this case, a lot of times you hear about derechos. You've heard that term before. Those are, if this goes for more than 240 miles, it's a derecho. It's the same thing. It's just a very strong quasi-linear convective system associated with the MCS, which is here in this case, right here. And this low pressure is actually driving this. It's almost like its own engine, so it's kind of pushing in behind it. They're pushing in the wind behind this and causing it to bow out, and then you have winds increase because of that. And it can exceed 70 miles an hour if it was in a worst case scenario, and that is exactly what the RFS is showing, moving across the state and affecting a large area of real estate. So I don't want to get anybody upset here and thinking about, oh no, we're going to get crushed here on Wednesday. We could, it's possible, but I think we have to get more realistic right now at this range, considering it's only Tuesday morning. We'll have another video here on Wednesday, which will update the exact track of this. And I think we're going to have a better handle on track and what this is going to do, whether we have a prefrontal trough or at least some discrete cells moving out ahead of that main line coming through. But I do expect that you're going to have something here, and it looks like it's going to be something that is going to be congealed moving through, not something that's broken, okay? At least that's where we're leaning right now, but we'll see where this trends over the next 24 hours, and I'll update you on Wednesday morning with the next video and see where we're at, okay? In the wake of this, again, Thursday's clouds giving way to sun is going to be cooler. Temperatures are going to be in the lower to middle 80s and lower humidity. And same thing here for Friday with lower to middle 80s again. Well, mostly sunny skies expected on here on Friday. Then we get to the weekend. We are going to leave an isolated thunderstorm here in the forecast, especially for our central PA counties on Saturday, just isolated for right now because there's some timing differences between different models on when it wants to bring it in, whether it's going to be overnight or it's going to be Sunday. European model actually keeps this around here for part of Sunday here for our eastern areas with some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But it does look like it's going to be very warm this weekend. And then in the wake of this front on Monday, we're back to the cooler stuff again. We're going to be in the lower 80s with mostly sunny skies. So again, this up and down stuff is going to be going for a while. I will say, because of the timing of this, as long as the timing remains something like this, it's probably not a severe weather situation on Thursday. There is a little bit of the cold front still all the way back here on Thursday, associated with this area low pressure off to the north, right there. But this mess here is along another prefrontal trough. So if you do have an isolated thunderstorm late in the day on Saturday, it's not with the cold front; it will be the prefrontal trough. The cold front is actually shown to be moving through on Sunday, and that will give you a renewed threat of scattered showers and thunderstorms, but very warm ahead of that cold front until we get to Monday when temperatures go back down to slightly below average levels with lower humidity. I'm EPA WA meteorologist Bobby Martish. That is your outlook for June 25th, 2024. Have a great Tuesday.